Bonjour tout le monde. This is a remote learning initiative by Shet Vidya Mandir High School, Vasai. Myself Shikta Pete, French teacher. This video is for class 8th, chapter number 7, Range ta chambre, video part 1. So let's begin. Leçon 7, Range ta chambre, meaning arrange your room. So this seems to be like some advice or what we say, the command given. So before that, before moving on to the chapter, we'll move on to the grammar part. Okay, so the grammar in this topic is l'impératif. Now when we have come across the imperative sentences in English, so same is over here. When we give a command or any advice, imperative is used. In French, the imperative is formed for the first person plural nous, second person singular tu, and second person plural vous only. What does this mean? That when you are conjugating for the imperative sentences, you all have to keep in mind that for all the other verbs, when you conjugate the parler, we conjugate it according to je, tu, il, elle, je parle, tu parles, il parle, elle parle, nous parlons, vous parlez, il parle, elle parle. But when we are conjugating for the imperative form, we just have to conjugate in the three subject pronoun, that is tu, nous and vous. Okay, la formation de imperative is to form the imperative form for any verb. Following steps must be followed. First, the subject pronoun tu, vous or nous is removed and only the conjugated verb is written. Now, as I told you, only tu, nous and vous form has to be used for conjugation, but when you are putting this into the reply form or the answering form, you are not going to make use of the subject pronoun. So tu parles, it will be only parle. Nous parlons, it will be only parlons, and vous parlez, it will be only parlez, meaning speaks, let us speak and speak. So you are not saying that. Even in English we don't say that you do this, we directly say this, we say it as do this. Shut the door, you shut the door, or we shut the door, we don't say that. Okay, so if we are taking the subject, that shows that we are not giving the order. Clear? Now now this was the second rule. First rule was what? You are only going to conjugate for tu, nous and vous form. Second rule is when you are replying, you are not taking the subject pronoun into account. Got it? You are only using the conjugated verbs. Now the third rule is for the second person singular tu, s is removed from the conjugated er ending verbs. Now what you have to know is, for example here see parle, what do you do for e? It's a parler, er verb. So when you conjugate for tu form, it is parles, but for imperative you are not going to take the s form, you are just writing parle. So this is the third rule you have to apply. Got it? For example, parle become parle. So parles, instead of that you are going to write parle. Hence the conjugated imperative form for the verb parler is parle, parlons, parler. This is done with all regular er ending verbs. For other endings, verbs ending in re and ir, there is no change. An exclamation mark is finally added to form the imperative. Okay, we also have learned this, na? Like if there is a the exclamation, it shows that it is an imperative. There is something, an extra feeling has been added to it in the form of maybe advice, in a form of request, or in a form of command. Now for the other verbs, for partir is to leave, leave. So it is partons, parte, meaning leave, let us leave and leave. For the rendre is to give, to visit. This is called as a rendre verb. So it is for rendre, rondant, rende. Note me becomes moi and the becomes tua in the imperative forms. Now this is note you have to keep. This is for the reflexive verb. Okay. Now conjugation in present, imperative, affirmative. Now re ending verbs. This is for comprendre, to understand. Tu comprends, nous comprenons, vous comprenez. This is only for the conjugation. But when you put this in the imperative form, it will be comprendre, comprenons, comprenez. Got it? Means understand, let us understand, understand. For ir ending verbs, it will conjugation in present tense will be tu finis, nous finissons, vous finissez. But the imperative form will be finis, finissons, finissez, meaning finish, let us finish and finish. Now there are certain exceptionals, that is aller, it is vas. Okay, But we know er verb when conjugated for tu form in imperative, s has to be dropped out, so it will be va, allons, allez, meaning go, let us go, go. Avoir is ayons, ayez. Now this is a totally different, okay. For avoir we put as tu as, okay, nous avons, vous avez, but it is here ayons, ayez. Etre is sua, soyon, soye. Etre for tu you put as es. For nu we put as som. And for vous we put as et. But it has to be sua, soyon, soye. Now savoir. It is say, savoir, save. But it will be sache, sanson, chache in imperative form. Vouloir is tu, nous, voulons, vous, voulez. But for imperative it will change to vai, vaillant, vaillez. Now students, you have to memorize this because these are all exceptions. So without practicing you won't be understanding this. Now la négative avec l'impératif. To form the negative imperative, we put the conjugated verb between the ne, removing the subject pronoun. Now when we conjugate, for example, tu n'attends pas, so tu has to be taken out. You have to write as n'attends pas. Tu n'invites pas, n'invite pas. Vous n'êtes pas, ne soyez pas. Why it is soyez? Because imperative form être, vous is soyez. Vous nous n'avons pas, it will be nous n'ayons pas, because for avoir we are having ayons, ayez. For so nous form it will be ayons. Nous ne remplissons pas, ne remplissons pas. Got it? Now imperative avec les verbes pronominaux. Pronominal verbs are the reflexive verbs. Okay, when we put the germe, tu, te, il, se, else, nous, vous, il, se, else. Okay, now for imperative with the pronominal verb, the verb comes after first followed by the reflexive pronoun. That is tu t'habille. So tu you have to take out, and this te, okay, it will change to tua. So an er verb, so you have to drop out the s as well. So it will be habille tua. Nous nous habillons, you have to drop out the first subject, and this nous will be transferred as it will be an inverse form. It will be habillons nous. Vous vous habillez, first will be the subject pronoun and this will be the reflexive pronoun. So it will be turned habillez-vous. Got it? The negation of imperative with the pronominal verb is formed by putting the reflexive pronoun and the conjugated verb in between the ne and pa. So tu ne te couches pas, it will be ne te couches pas. So tu will be removed and the rest will remain the same. Nous ne nous couchons pas, ne nous couchons pas. Vous ne vous couchez pas, ne vous couchez pas. So I hope students this topic is clear to you all. I want you all to practice it because it's a very important topic and you all have to go through all the exceptions because these are very important and you all have to get it practice every time. Before putting into the answers, you have to first revise to the rules. Clear? So the next part we'll be doing very soon. Till then, à bientôt.